ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this show, since the last time we recorded and uploaded on this show, Killer Mike decided that he's going to not only talk about it, but actually be about it. And if you listen to this show back in like episode 57, 58, while we were potting in between the wake of George Floyd's murder, um I proposed that those in VC
You did propose it.
and those who are willing to align with the Black agenda and those who are willing to put their money where their mouth is should look to put capital aside to fund more VC and loaning through an actual FDIC insured bank. Since that episode, I've done extensive research on this One United Bank that is owned by like the sole African American bankster that survived the 2010 thing that Obama or 2008 that whole
2008, the bubble,
the
the housing
financial
bubble.
crisis, that financial crisis, like um that guy has a lot he has to fix with his bank, and that's as far as I'm gonna go. I'm not
But tell,
gonna,
tell us about
we're not
Killer
gonna-
Mike.
We're not gonna talk down on anybody. Killer Mike is looking to propose something called Bank Greenwood, if I'm not mistaken. Let me
Yes,
make sure
it's Greenwood.
Greenwood.
It's Greenwood. He's doing it with another partner and with the mayor.
Greenwood,
And
Black-owned bank, tens of thousands of account requests just last week.
So this means that they're gonna try and start up their own.
they're going to try to start up their own bank because throughout the pandemic and the recessions and things like that, Black-owned businesses are less likely to get a loan or to get help from any bank.
Right.
Correct.
So what they're trying to do is help out the minorities.
Correct.
They're going to make them the priority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if
This
you look
bank.
at numbers on average, the Black community has a higher interest rate than white people as a whole when it comes to banks in general. Like they
Yeah.
did a mass study looking at, families all along the spectrum, and they get hit off the worst. I mean, you can actually go deeper, and it's a historical thing that they had to correct so that they allowed people a fair chance, but it never got fully cleaned up in certain instances. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I think this is a great thing that he's doing.
It's
It
smart.
says here thousands of people are
Mhm.
already lining up to make an account. And there's something interesting I read is that a dollar in a black dollar, meaning that it's circulated in the black, businesses or whatever ecosystem. I apologize for saying whatever, but
Way
No, no,
less
no.
than everybody. Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
The black dollar circulates in the black ecosystem on average for 6 hours, while the white dollar circulates in the white ecosystem for 20 days.
There we go.
Meaning that we are willing and able already to spend the money elsewhere instead of where we're from, our own.
Within
Yeah.
our own ecosystem.
Yeah. I remember, and I'm sorry.
You're not
P,
you're good.
My fault,
Do
my
your thing,
fault.
do you think?
but I wanted to also say, man, do you remember I mentioned this before on Netflix? There's Killer Mike has a show where
Mhm.
Seen it, yeah.
Kid,
you seen it,
kid,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
watched every episode.
Every
you
episode.
watched it,
Loved it.
where
I've
he-
seen the episode. Yeah.
Loved it, yeah.
when he wanted to go strip club, black on strip club, he wanted to.
He
smoke
was
weed
only
a
gonna
black
be
dude.
supporting Black-owned
Oh,
businesses.
that-
And
was-
then he literally
Yeah.
had to
sleep
sleep
on the street
bench
because black people pay taxes.
Not only, yes,
Taxation is theft.
yes, not only that, but he couldn't find a hotel where it was black owned. He
Yeah.
couldn't find it nowhere.
Mhm.
Nothing.
But it was just so interesting to see that and to see why the black dollar is only circulated on average 6 hours.
Listen, man.
Because, bro, everywhere I look is a white-owned business. That's where I'm going to spend my money.
Listen.
That's a great point.
Very interesting.
Listen.
Very interesting.
Back in June, I was willing to move a portion of my net worth to One United. And as this option grows in legitimacy and launches officially,
Yeah.
I will look to explore and determine whether I should move a percentage of my net worth.
I would literally look into it as well.
Greenwood.
I agree with you.
Because it's aimed at Black and Latino communities.
Correct.
Yes.
specifically.
And the thing
Yes.
about it is if I'm leaving my money at TD,
Mhm.
the people who own TD are loaning the money to who they need to loan it to or who they want to loan it to. But if I leave a
Mm.
portion of my quote unquote savings or my quote unquote leave a separate checking account there, when the money is dormant and in the account based on how banking works in America,
Mhm.
the money is there on your app, but it's being loaned out until you request a deposit. So
This is
Yeah.
a game changer.
yeah,
This is a
I'm
game
here for
changer.
this because I may not be the person doing all the black owned shopping, but if you're telling me that I can invest in black business by just having an account and leaving the money there in the way it works in America, then by gosh, that's what I'm doing.
And it's also helping people avoid having to deal with discrimination when it comes to trying to get approved for things. You
Correct.
feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine
Which
getting
has been a big thing.
imagine
you
getting
know?
a mortgage signed off through this bank too.
Yeah,
If it were to grow to that point, because right
Right.
now it's gonna come out to be like a competitor with Chime.
Mhm.
You know Chime.
Yeah.
Some shit where like you can get your check like a day before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're giving you advances on your weekly paychecks or bi-weekly paychecks.
No, but I think this is great. I think this is great for the black community and just for legacy, right?
Legacy.
Like I think this is something that's gonna be amazing. And just to see the trial
Whoa.
and error of it, see how it works,
Yeah.
and just to and you know, I'm not knocking anybody that obviously spends money white.
Elsewhere,
Yeah, but the thing is,
to an extent, it
you
can't
I
be
can't look
controlled.
left or right without seeing that, right?
We have
Mhm.
to
I
be
mean,
aware of what we're doing, and this is
it's
just information. You feel me?
Yeah.
You can't
Feel
get
me?
mad at information.
right, right.
Feel me?
It's so difficult to own anything. So when you say support a black-owned business, it's like, okay, well, they really had to go through a lot just to say,
Get there, just to
yeah,
get
just
there.
to get there.
Just
you know?
look up Black Wall Street, and then you feel me. Then you'll know and learn a lot about this.
Yeah,
Right,
man.
for
And
any new listeners that we've gathered. Since
low
the time
key,
we-
Jay-Z, that's what he was doing. Every newspaper, behind every newspaper, I forgot in what city, he would put a list of black-owned businesses that you can support, whether it was a salon, a restaurant, whatever it may be, gym.
I think it's like I think now though, going back to that point, as Jay-Z has a list, I would love to see an updated one, but it's more diversified as far as industry. Because a lot of what
Yes.
I notice how people like to do is we like to stay in the realm of like
Yep,
entertainment,
yep.
food and liquor, and there was a third one. You said it. You
Drugs.
guys said it.
Gym,
Legally,
barbers,
no.
salons.
Oh yeah, personal grooming,
personal grooming,
personal
nails,
grooming,
like
food and alcohol, and
food and
entertainment.
literally think of anything, and then
I
just
would like
black
to
owned.
see. I'd like to see.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd like to see more like shit like this, like a business model where we're taking capital from people. You know, like not just I'm exchanging goods and services.
Or
But
black
again-
school,
but
be,
again,
be
Word,
taught
word,
by
word.
black
No,
instructor.
I like that too. I like that too.
we can develop there, but like once we open the conversation for that, that's when I'm interested because at the end of the day, like with more capital, more will spawn from it. So like I want to see like a group of people file for a corporation and get the initial like loan to build the land from one of these banks. Like then we're talking about now I can like now there's like a black city, like a sovereign city that's gonna be like boom, part of this congressional district and boom, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Shit gets real.
the
Hey.
ball starts to roll.
Yeah,
All he has to do it is right next to Tyler Perry's stuff, and then they gotta.
Oh
they-
shit.
that would be
going crazy.
amazing.
You feel
Look,
me?
man, I don't understand why Killer Mike, Tyler Perry, Jay, like
They're in Atlanta
like
too.
these people don't
apparently.
sit down in a room and maybe they are, I don't know, but unbeknownst to me, like that's something that needs to be done. Have the conversation in a table.
About what, like taking their capital and their wealth and like,
Exactly, because that's
subverting
bro,
it
because
into,
that's what
like,
legacy
the
really.
ecosystem?
Legacy is what is, man. I think LeBron James has it tattooed on him. Something about what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
How
go ahead.
many of how many of these black men, one, get paid through the hand of a white man, and two versus generate their own wealth, like truly.
Right.
Two. How many of them are willing or able? Us not willing, but able to divert what? Let's say 10% of their net worth and be liquid in a certain amount of time. You know, these are the
All
factors.
three gentlemen that I just mentioned can.
All right, then yeah, then I would love to not assume that this has not come up yet.
Legacy is something that echoes in eternity. I'll let that breathe for a little bit. But
Let that bitch breathe.
so when I say that, what I mean is like after you're long gone, it's still gonna echo on.
Word,
You know,
like
it's
this pod,
still
right?
gonna live on. It's still gonna like.
So this
it's
shit
still
never
gonna live
really-
on. It's
really
still
ever
gonna,
dies.
generations for generations. You're gonna be helping people out.
Word.
And that's I feel like that's the mindset that these people need to have with this amount of money. Yeah. But shout out to Killer Mike, man. I think that is absolutely amazing. Greenwood. And shout out to the mayor and shout out to his partner. Just somewhere.
Former Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young, Michael
and
Render,
Ryan Glover.
Killer Mike, and Ryan Glover.
Ryan Glover.
Ryan Glover. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about y'all, but you know, you got a couple $100 that you don't really do nothing with. You got it shit on bunk. Once this shit drops, run it up, bro. Go ahead and make that switch, because that's what I'm doing.
Dead ass. And
Seriously.
yo,
Yeah, I'm really with it.
yeah, I think it's
Oh,
awesome.
and you know what? I'm looking right now. I can get access now. I went to the website. I can get access.
This is a minority-owned podcast.
I like to say we are unattached intellectual property, because that when I saw that in this little podcast article like 3-4 weeks ago, I was like, "Ooh, excuse me, unattached intellectual property."
Break that down for the listener.
Unattached meaning in the sense that like
Independent.
we broadcast. Yeah, we're independent, fully and 1000% independent and autonomous, and unattached in the sense where you can broadcast anywhere, everywhere, or exclude and choose where you choose to.
Full control.
Do I own the I? Nigga, I am the IP. But nah, yeah, I'm about to log in. I'm about to tap in with this Greenwood shit right now.
Yo,
Thank you to Killer Mike for
Shout
becoming
out.
the public figure for this.
Yeah.
Because again, I watched the show.
yeah.
I've heard Run the Jewels. Shout out to AV.
Yeah, man.
Alex
Thank you for
Vidal
putting that in
me
the
on.
docket, man. This is a great topic. Great topic.
Yeah, and I
man,
hope
that I
that
feel like a lot of
everybody's-
people don't really know about, man.
And I hope that everybody that's listening, if this is something you care to do, are interested in, this is something you could look into, because it's a good update as far as like I said that I was going to look into this, and then we just kept on plotting about other things. So luckily for us, this gets to come up, and I'm able to like re-inform people where we are with things.
yeah, like
One United, they got a couple things they got to work out, but this Greenwood Bank, I'm rolling with for now until otherwise stated.
it looks good, and the way Killer Mike thinks, man, when you listen to him speak about these type of topics, bro, it's just you can learn so much coming from that guy.
Yeah, go watch his
Yeah.
Netflix
Yeah,
show too.
go watch
honestly.
this. Just go watch him speak, like, and you're gonna be like, wow,
You're gonna
okay.
learn.
He's not
Yeah.
just a rapper.
A
Um,
mobile banking experience made for Black and Latino customers.
Yep.
Bankgreenwood.com.
Yo, let's get into this black party.
Okay, so let's
What we
keep
talking
it.
about?
Let's keep it, cause I'm black and I'm black. But
Blackity black and
blackity black and I'm black and I'm black and I'm black in it. Cause I'm black and I'm black.